It's not your money.
He is an old soul.
It's not your money.
It's not your money.
He is an old soul.
Your cryptoesophagus.
Gun violence problem.
They said that all we would do.
R-O-R-E. Rory says for Ricky's on the run eating. He really better stop cheating. R-O-R-E. Rory says for Ricky's on the run eating. He really better stop cheating.
They said that all we would do.
Traversing through the different paths. Here's my autograph. Time travels fast. Witness the light in the paragraph. My verbal Uzi wears a ton. Where's my honey bun? $100 on the floor says he can't run.
They said that all we would do.
R-O-R-E. Rory stands for Ricky's on the run eating. He really better stop cheating. Yo, they say I'm a breadwinner.
What's going on, people? How y'all feeling? Provo in the building with them eyes. Provo in the building. Good day, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, wherever you are. Everybody, blessings. DOC in the building. DOC in the building. DOC in the building. What's going on with the second comment of the stream? Crispy Bacon in the building. Crispy Bacon. Yo, Crispy Bacon in the building. Hope all is well with you, Crispy Bacon. I like that name. Yo. That name is fire. That name is fire. Said, whoa, hold up. What's the star besides your red, Sonny? Oh, that's the members. That's the members, Provo. Join the members, good people. The members are up and running. Join the members. You got 3 categories. You got the Glizzy categories, folks. You got the Neo Glizzy, the beginning. And then when you move up from the beginning, you got the Adept Glizzy, And from the Adept Glizzy, you move on to become a Master Glizzy. How we doing? How we doing? Join the members. Salute to everybody. You don't have to. But, you know, there's going to be things going on and being discussed in members only that only stay on members only. You know? For sure, for sure. He said, I'm feeling attacked. Provo in the building, man. Provo, you the man, yo. Provo, you the guy, man. You the guy. From way back, you the guy. Literally the guy. Shout out to Provo, man. Robin S., good afternoon. Good afternoon to you as well. He said, no, prove me up. No provium. Prove me. Yeah, Provo, it's a members only thing, man. Right now, you wouldn't understand. You know, it's a pro only thing right now, man. Crispy Bacon, shout out to the new member. We got Crispy Bacon in the building. In the building. Shout out to Crispy Bacon in the building. You got a new member. What we doing? Robin S says, big up to Sonny and Provo. Big up to y'all, man. Big up to Crispy Bacon again, a new member. Big up to all the good people coming through. Black Wonder, I'm sorry. He said, wow. Black Levin. He says, YOLO Wonder. I was going to say Black Wonder. Black Levin in the building. What's going on, man? Everybody coming through. Appreciate y'all, man. But you know, we're gonna build real quick. Because my StreamYard, my StreamYard ain't the best yard, bro. My StreamYard ain't the best yard. So Craig Kane in the building. Easy, bro. Easy, bro. Easy, bro. What's up with Easy, bro? Blessings to Easy, bro, and everybody coming through. Yo, we gonna build, yo. We gonna build. I'm gonna tell y'all how I first Dot's child. Easy. What's up, man? I'm gonna tell y'all how I discovered, how I learned about the founder that I've been cooking for the last 9 months. I'm gonna tell y'all, I'm gonna give y'all a little history real quick, and then we're gonna build into the title of the whole John. But I'm gonna tell you, man, shout out to Philly, man. Shout out to Philly. Shout out to Philadelphia for producing the first graffiti artist, known recorded graffiti artist, post ancient era of old, folks. I'm straight. This is just coming from off the dome, off the mental. We talk about post inscriptions that were basically chiseled into walls. We're talking about post that time period. The graffiti artists known as far as modern contemporary times within the last, I would say, 60 years. We talking about hip hop culture. Shout out to the first artist that I learned about, Cornbread. Where does cornbread hail from? Where does cornbread hail from? What I learned, Philadelphia. Shout out to Philly. Philly, you're wearing the crown. You're wearing the crown right now when it comes to graffiti. And graffiti has become what? It's just been, and they become what though? On a contemporary level? Worldwide. My favorite graffiti style is wild style. Not the movie. I'm talking about wild style as far as how you create the letters. With the arrows and the 3D effect, and you could barely read those Johns. Oh, it's fire. I love that. I loved all that abstract, colorful art, gritty and grimy, and only a few people who understand the culture can read it and communicate it. I love that, man. I thought I could find that in crypto. Man, I thought I could find that in crypto, bro. And guess what? I can find it in crypto. I can, and I found it. I found it years ago. I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna share with y'all. Shout out to the new member, Provo in the building. Give it up. I didn't do a sacrifice phase for upgraded laptop, so I gotta do the human, the shout out to the human beatbox, Fat Boys. Shout out to Homeboy, the biggest guy. Shout out to him out of the Fat Boys. Boom, boom, boom. Provo in the building. Yo. Yeah, man. Shout out to Phil. I love making like references to certain places. You know what I'm saying? Like certain things it touches. It's respect. Listen, man. Graffiti originator that I learned about, Cornbread. I'm a man of a certain age. Generation X. Generation X. So you go figure within that 20-year span where I fall into that. But it's Generation X, right? Check this out, right? I still read graffiti on the walls, man. I still read it. I'm that's it. Just like I could read the blockchain, I'm still reading. I'm reading what's on the walls, bro. I do. Every day since I was a kid. Since I was playing with I got my first radio when I was 12 years old. Mine, not something that I could share and somebody else took away from me. No, not that, because it wasn't mine. My first boom box, right? And when I got my first Magnum 44 marker and my first Pilot marker and my first roll-on deodorant and my first eraser that I used from the classroom, I ripped the thing out from the eraser, got some ink, put it in the roll-on John, and got the felt of the eraser and folded it and put it in that. It's a cultural thing, man. A lot of y'all, and it would spill and it would make you write it on the wall and the ink would drip. Listen, folks, this was a cultural thing, man. Yo, we lived it. We lived it. Like this is what I thought crypto was, but you know what? In a different way it is. Things just evolved, right? We lived it. Used to, you know what I'm saying, vandalize the streets. You know, vandalize the streets in an imaginative way. I'm not incriminating myself. I'm a man of a certain age, man. Prove that I did that. Prove that I have any crypto. You can't. You can't. You can't. You can't. Prove that I did that with the markers. You can't. You can't. I loved it, man. With the spray can, oh my God. That whole thing was an experience. I was too much too scared to be boosting spray cans, to be stealing spray paint. I was too scared to do it. So I bought one. Krylon. The Krylon gave the Krylon can, the Krylon with the cry. Folks. You see the whole chick. And then the ones that boosted that this is what they did, this is what they really did. They will go through the train yards, they will go through the layups, they will go through the bridges, they will go through the tunnels. They will go everywhere. No one was ever, they were like Tin Top from Hex. Tin Top, they were everywhere. No one was ever there. Come on, man. I thought this is what crypto was about, man. Oh, man, I thought crypto was about that. I thought that's what crypto was about. This is how I learned about your founder. We're going to switch it up, man, because I could talk for, you get me into a certain vein, a certain bag about certain things. It's like StreamYard is going to kick me off the thing because I'll just be that. And life is going to tell me, unplug me and tell me to get back into reality because, like, I got a life to live. I could talk about certain things, but we're going to get into that. Actually, we're going to do that for the members, man. Something else. We're going to talk about different things in the members because I feel that it's time to evolve on another level, right? That's just life. But I'm not going to forget where I came from as far as streaming. I'm not going to forget, and that's why I haven't forgotten where I come from, even when I stream, even to this day. But I'm going to tell you how I learned about your founder who's being sought after by Interpol. I came from a community before I got into Hex called Gandhiji.io, right? And even though I was dealing with Gandhiji.io, I also participated in other projects at the same time. Because for me, I never just stayed with one, I'm just rocking with just one coin. And it's that one coin to the death. No, never been like that, yo. No, I don't care how many people want to maxi this, maxi that. Me, that's not me. Like, Bitcoin introduced me to crypto, and it introduced me to the whole brothel, the brothel of coins. That's it. And I tasted many goods in that brothel. Trust and believe, bro. I left prophylactics all over, crypto prophylactics in places I forgot. So rocking and dealing with the community, dealing with Ethereum Gandhi, aka Ethereum Gold, aka 0x167, aka your favorite aka of the favorite AKAs. They became like, the thing just became something else. Number one, the reason why the whole thing became, it had so many different front ends, is because that community was being attacked crazy by all kinds of other people who could not stand the community, who actually cloned. They were just this whole thing of copying the same contracts, reiterating their own versions, right? With 50% in, 50% out, crazy numbers, crazy types of opportunities to grift. Period. And I was learning about all of that while going through it, while just doing what I had to do by participating and learning. That's how you learn. It's not just experiential. It's not just from what you hear. It's from what you actually play with, how you put skin in the game. There you go, right? And then not to mention the battles that I saw the developer of Gandhiji and one of the people that was in the community that was a respected thought leader, how they went after this whole crypto community, because the developer of that crypto community was running such an elaborate scam, and those two were like just vilified because the community couldn't take the truth they were spitting. They still around to this day, y'all. They still around to this day. But the point of that is they've met so much resistance. They were attacked so bad and still didn't give up, right? And what happened to that project that they were teaching the people about to understand the fake masterful grifting that was taking place? Because there was nothing masterful about it. It was just basically one guy who represented, or I would say, one person who saw opportunity to grift a bunch of gullible, naive people out of their money, right? They got exposed. Bro. And I'm watching, I'm listening, I'm like, yo, this thing is so crazy. These people wilding. You got two, forget about 300. It was two versus everybody. Two people, a developer and a what should I call it? A thought leader, a crypto. At the time he was promoting, but you never really like, you can't really call it promoter. He was just like, yo, man, he just going against a machine. It was crazy. It was them two against a community. It was bad. It was bad, bro. It was bad. Not bad in the sense where, let me tell you how bad it was, bro. Because it was bad. It was just bad, bro. It was just bad, bro. The zombie, the brainwashing, the nasty work that the community was under, you could understand why a lot of people in Hex behave the same way, because they came from that previous community. They came from that and jumped on that bandwagon. In fact, your man who keep talking in a weird way about how he a giving tree. What kind of tree are you? Sycamore? You're not mahogany, because you're not strong. You don't keep it thorough. You keep it nice and fake and wishy-washy. Anyway, yo, dude was in that stream too, and they let him breathe. The admins of that scamming community let your giving tree breathe all through the stream. Breathe comfortably. And guess what? That scamming community, because Sometimes you know what I'm saying, I don't talk about what I'm involved with, but guess what, man? A lot of things I talk about is because I understand it. Why? Because I played with it. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I don't have to tell you though. But I saw for my own eyes what's going on. It's not just stuff I'm hearing. Oh, like, oh, that's what happened. Oh, story time. Or tell me a story. I want to learn. No, I was involved, like in learning and getting burned and winning next to nothing. Actually, in that community, I'm gonna tell you, there was arbitraging.co, garbage, trash ass community, bro. Trash ass up. Is post BitConnect. Arbitrage couldn't hold a candle next to BitConnect. BitConnect was a scam phenomenon. Arbitrage was a bootleg, copycat wannabe. Trash. A lot of your people with Hex, that's where they came from. Yeah. They were believing in some shit about some bot that's going to make money for them. You would use the coin, give it to the bot, and the bot's supposed to just spit bread. No, I don't work like that. I took the coins. Guess what Light Wonder did? I took the coin. When the thing went up 10x, yeah, that's when I got rid of it. I didn't care about no bot. I didn't care about no lending. Remember, BitConnect just folded 6 months prior. BitConnect just folded. You think I'm gonna do the same mistake twice? Cause yeah, BitConnect. I don't really listen, man. Anyway. Giving Tree was around. Giving Tree was in those Telegram groups. Giving Tree was there, and that's how I learned about Giving Tree. Some of the people in Gandhiji were like, yo, you heard about this guy? You see what he's going on? You see what this is going on, that going on, this guy. And then I took a look at him and I saw the profile, the cringe grill. His grill was cringe with the black top hat. I'm like, oh no, this guy's a clown, son. What's this dude doing, man? What, your magic wand? In your magic box? You gonna pull a rabbit out of your sleeve somewhere? Corny. I felt that vibe 2019, bro. That's why I didn't like. I was like, yo, this guy. And then the name of the project, the name of the coin. You check this out, bro. I mean, that's the real. It wasn't about no where's the ETH. It was about, yo, you're cringe. Don't judge a book by its cover, Wonder. I didn't care about none of that. Because you heard him talk and he acted like he was the best thing that the best thing you find in crypto. That wasn't the truth. That's not the truth. It's not the truth. It's the best opportunist. That's the best compliment I could get, the opportunist. Because it's about what's the next group of gullible people I could take advantage of that I need to fish. Sad. It's sad, people. It's sad, man, because it works both ways. You could be gullible looking for the truth. And the person who's ready to teach you the truth, they're fishing in a way, but they're not fishing to harm. They might be fishing to help enlighten. They might be fishing to help educate. But the resistant cretin, these intellectual inferior maggots will tell you something else. Will tell you about how you're the problem. You're the one that's causing dissension. You're the main reason that, certain things are not happening, like markets are not pumping. No. Because when you tell the truth, you have no friends. That's what people got to understand. And I love that, because I'd rather live in the thing that's closest to the truth as possible than be around nothing but deceit, treachery, and lies. And what's crazy is you got this thing called the internet, opportunity to connect with people, to make great things happen. But people prefer to sit on their laurels, become intellectually and physically, mentally lazy, because they believe somebody else is going to do something for them and some shit's going to fall out of the internet or the sky and fall in their laps like so easy. They don't work like that for everybody. especially in crypto. A lot of us we here, like a lot of us been here for years. Okay, cool, but like it's kind of like you see how the cycles are moving, you see how things are changing. It's not like it was before the previous cycle. This cycle is like different, bro. I don't care about what you're talking to me about some macro. Oh, the big beautiful bill was signed. Oh, Iran and Israel don't know what the F they're doing. This and that. There's this worldly reasons because BlackRock got 49% of the Ethereum. I don't care about none of that. All of that was going on back then. Like all kinds of stuff. Every cycle had its macro. This bull market, this bear market, hybrid, bear, bull, bear is different. And what makes it even worse is your man who's been fumbling the bag and drinking a glass of hypocrisy while he's eating a bowl of contradiction every day. Every day. That's your guy, right? It's your guy. Your man. Like that's how I learned about going back to that. That's how I learned about the giving tree. Who's that? Who's the giving tree? And you know me, you don't know me, but if you know me, I'm hey. Let me go see. And I didn't like the vibes. I didn't like how no. 10,000x later, I was like, yo, that's crazy. It really happened, huh? Oh, okay, 10,000x. Oh, yeah. And then when you learn how it really happened, then it's another realization, which I'm not going to tell people anymore about because I've already spoke about it. When you learn how the 10,000x was really, really achieved, then there'll be another level of understanding. That's why a lot of people, I understand when they're upset. Because a person really doesn't know what they don't know until they know. Right? That's why I'm like, I'm freely, I speak whatever, comfortable. My conscience is clear. I feel no way. When I leave the internet, everything I say stays on the internet. Like, I don't care about this in real life. But you got a lot of situations going on where, even back then, where you had scammers going after a community. I told you, Gandhi, they still around. Came out in April 2018, and just crossed their 7th year anniversary. Still around. I don't care if you believe in what they got going on or not. That's not the point. The point is integrity. The point is honor. The point is respect. The point is being loyal to their cause. That's what the point is about. These people over here pretend. These people over here flip-flop. And it's not just because of your man, because there's people, because of the giving tree, because there's people even in the system that are trying to build something. They're trying to really create things to make things work. Like I don't really frown on building anything. I don't frown on building anything. Because if I did, I'd be a hypocrite. Because I didn't come from that perspective. I never came from that narrow-minded, super narrow-minded Bitcoin maxi perspective. If I did, then I wouldn't have had experience knowing about different communities, and definitely not Gandhiji. It would have been like, yo, Ethereum is trash. That's my whole point of why I never respected these people with this maxis talk about pulse shedding max. It's foolishness. Smoke screen, smoke and mirrors. They're poisoning the minds of the gullible, the mentally weak, the mentally fragile and vulnerable to uproot or to promote their narrative, their story. Because someone always has to present a story to go against yours, no matter how strong or solid your perspective is, right? You're always going to have some type of adversarial something going against you. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. Because this is why I've talked about what I talked about with just such a just aggression in a way and consistency. Like, because it's just what it is. Even back then, if you look at my old videos, nobody like I've never been one to support shenanigans to support. I never supported any scam, nothing, foolishness, because life is too short. Life is too short to participate in a situation, to wake up one day and say, I'm going to participate in a situation because I feel like losing money today. Sure, you take measured risks, you learn about certain things, calculated risk, etc., 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 right? Yeah, get that, get that, get that. But you don't wake up saying, yo, man, I just feel like being the only victim. Let me just get scammed. Like, so you know, and that's the thing. That's the rules. That's the whole thing about, oh man, these people, they think you just you just so narrow. You focus on whatever you focus on, and everything else is bad. No, 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 no. Nobody ever said that. There's other people painting a picture because they don't like to hear certain things that just resonates with their soul. It hurts them too much, so they refuse to take in the truth. That's why I always talk. So I always say certain things like, hey, guess what? Guess what? I don't do this for popularity. I don't do this to chase clout. I've been doing this a long time. I could have done different things if I wanted to chase clout. Man of a certain age, I don't have time or the energy. Now, I don't have the interest. I got the interest to talk though. I got the interest to say certain things that may or may not have value or matter. It's to a listener who's eager to hear what I'm saying. Like this whole thing, Tiger don't change his stripes, going back to that. When the last year, all this history, because even back then, people were presenting history about your man RH. Even back then, all kinds of stuff going on with him. Right? Paid no mind, or you paid in mind, but you keep it in the back burner, you put it in an empty file, boom, 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 la la la, blah, blah, blah. But even back then, there were other people that were trying to be like, this is what it is, man. Certain people recognize who they are, right? Just like real recognizes real, fake recognizes fake. Criminals recognize each other too. Scammers recognize each other too. Shout out to you if you were once a scammer. You damn near, you changed your life for the better. Shout out to you. But we have yet to see somebody come forth here and be like, yo, man, I was once a scammer and I'm no longer a scammer anymore. We might never see it in this crypto thing, man, because it's too easy to grift people. It's way too easy. Nobody's going to tell you things like the way I do, bro. Nobody's going to tell you things like the way I do. Why was RH in an arbitraging Telegram freely able to post whatever he wanted to post in a Telegram? How do you know these people in the how do you know the admins in the Telegram? Like, how do you, what? And the whole thing turned out to be a scam. Whole thing on the run. Never even heard about the person anymore. Like the person who was, the Brownsville guy, JR. I call him JR. No one ever. Yo, what happened to JR? Did he get what? Epstein? Like, what happened to him? Where's he at? Huh? Where's he at? Oh, nobody knew. Fade to black. Fade into. Hey, it happens, bro. And he didn't raise 1.6 billion. But how you know each other? How you know each other? How y'all know each other? How do people from liquid nodes? How do people from liquid nodes become admins of the Pulse Chain official Telegram group? How did they become admins? Did they sign up? Did they fill out an application and say, hey, Richie Rich, I'm here to glaze these Telegram streets and be official admin? How they know? How they know Richie Rich? How they know? How they know him to be able to become official admins for the official Pulse Chain Telegram group? Huh? How that work? Oh, your man had to appoint them. Richie Rich had to give him the keys or the approval. And you see how they move, right? You guys were the first to launch a sacrifice after Pulse Chain, after Richie Rich launched Pulse Chain Sacrifice. Who was the first group out of all the groups to launch a sacrifice? All the members that were, admins in the Pulse Chain official Telegram. Why not? It makes sense. Why not? Why wouldn't they follow suit? Ride that wave. Why wouldn't they? Why wouldn't they? Hmm? It ain't hard to tell. I excel, then prevail. In the words of Nas. Like, what we talk about? Oh, that's not fair. That's not fair. People have a right to assemble. Of course they do. That's why you launch, Pulse X, and for the freedom to assemble and move and right, communicate and all this, right? Yeah, that's how we're doing it, right? How they know each other though? We don't know, but we see commonalities where people ignore those things and pretend like it's nothing. And $50 million later from the sacrifice, that thing they say is not even on chain. I didn't do the research. I don't care. Other people, other quote unquote millionaires who supported RH, who supported staking Hex 5555, who supported all these thing builders and all that, are now saying that nobody wants to come to the chain. And the sacrifice these people have made $50 million later, you can't even find it on the chain. Like they just took their money and it's whatever, bro. It's whatever, bro. It's whatever, bro. The attention span and the buying, purchasing power, whatever, has been stepped on, watered down, diluted. Stepped on, watered down, diluted. I'm talking with the man in the mirror. I'm asking him to change his face. And no one can try any clever. You want to about to play. You can look at yourself and make the change. Na 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 na. Oh, oh, oh. I'm gonna the change for once in my life. That's what RH need to do. Looking at the mirror, he needs to cry for forgiveness now. He keeps fleecing people. He is on the run, and he needs to eat. Needs to eat. Thank you, MJ. Thank you, MJ, for joining the members. And by the way, folks, and by the way, everybody, good people, I implore you to understand. You can now join the members. We got categories. Of course, we're gonna have the Glizzy members, the Glizzy membership, Glizzy-fied. We glizzied out over here. People, listen, man. We got Neo Glizzy. We got the Neo Glizzy. First category, first level. Hey, the members. I don't be grifting people like these other people have, bro. Like y'all need to understand that. Hey, you got the Neo Glizzy. You got the Adept Glizzy. Once you get familiar with the Neo, you become an Adept. And then once you become an Adept and you get familiar with being an Adept, guess what? You go become Master Glizzy, Master Glizzify out here in these internet streets. Shout out. We are the world. We are the children. We are the fun to make a better day. So let's start giving. There's a touch bacon. And saving our life. MJ in the building, man. MJ. May your day, your evening, your morning, noon, and night be marvelous. Appreciate you. We are the world. We are the hey. Real recognizes real, just like the fake recognizes the fake. And guess what? The real recognizes the fake too. So I rather stare and stare. I rather err and stare with and on side of caution. I mean, for real, man. I'm not perfect out here, man. I'm not perfect out here, bro. I just don't like to be perfectly wrecked. You got a nondescript person in the community, right? And when I say community, I'm talking about crypto at large, bro. Who act like he was a businessman and nobody cares about the businessman. This is not about your favorite giving tree. J Everything. I see you, J Everything. Gratitude. Everybody, when you get a chance, go check out J Everything's song. I always talk about it when I see this guy. I don't always say it when I see it, but when I see it, I think about gratitude. Right? He's giving a lot of gratitude. This is good energy he was giving for Pulse Chain, right? And I get it because, yo, see, you got good people out here, man. See, Richard Hart, you acting, you really funny style with it. You got some genuine good people in the community, right? And I think you're taking that for granted, bro. You taking that for granted. You misusing your gifts because it has to be somebody who has a certain proclivity. I call it a gift to be able to raise or be given $1.6 billion in 6 months. And for the people to have no expectations, that's the understanding. And you got that up front in 6 months. That's a gift. And you are wielding it and misusing it and abusing your gift. Guess what's gonna happen eventually, man? You got people out here that make songs like Gratitude, bro. Gratitude, what? Being gracious for something. I don't care. Don't think about me. Don't think about me. There are people out here that have been doing work for longer than I came into this thing and continuously, consistently pump content, do work, spend time, energy, and money. And this dude has the nerve to disrespect the same community that he needs to remain relevant. Because without the community, you have nothing. I don't care how great you think your code is and Nobel Peace Prize. Nobody talks about themselves and say that whatever they've done contributed to the betterment of humanity is Nobel Peace Prize worthy unless they are an egomaniac. Do the research and share with me and leave it in the comment section of anyone who's received a Nobel Peace Prize. If they've ever exclaimed publicly to the world that whatever works that they've done in whatever capacity deserves a Nobel Peace Prize. Fool. But listen. Negative Zero, Papoose featuring WC Bun B, Mano, We Are the Streets, y'all. Bro, you taking me back, bro. Negative Zero, you taking me back, bro. You taking me. Hustle hard, money stack, calm back, hustle hard. There was one line that I remember Papoose said that stayed with me. He said this line, I caught it 20 years ago. He said, I'll get your food ate like 4 times 2. As simple and elementary as that sounded to me, I was like, yo, this guy, he said he'll get your food ate like 4 times 2. Right. That was a crazy bar to me, man. Elementary as it is, man. Because, you got to understand, like, in there's a certain, if you want to break down the breakdown of the breakdown, The breakdown of the breakdown, maybe a little double entendre there and all that, but they say he was, and they say that he was a member of a certain organization, a certain communal organization that you find in marginalized urban centers throughout the world. He's a member of a certain, that brandishes a certain color. Certain color. And those members of the organization, when they want to attack somebody, right, they'll say certain things like, especially from the East Coast. This is what they started in the East Coast 30 some years ago. I don't understand the phenomenon. I get it, but that's members. We'll talk about it in the members. But I'm going to say it right here real quick. Those the members of that organization will, in other words, speak in code, and one of the codes to attack somebody is eating their food. So that's how I learned that he was like maybe loosely affiliated, if not affiliated, if not a participant. Who knows? Anyway, the dude said Papoose, and I just put tangent. Yo. Formo TV, I see you in the building. This is what I was going to lead up to, man. See, because StreamYard got me in this thing where I got to StreamYard, bro. StreamYard, you're not going to control. You're not going to control me, man. Hey, StreamYard, you're not controlling me, man. You're not going to control how I content my content when I'm contenting. Try to triple C me, man. Try to control my content when I'm content. We're not doing that, man. A tiger doesn't change his stripes. Richie Rich, bizarre, eclectic, weirdo. Pump the bags, bro. Pump the bags, because that's what everybody waiting. Nobody cares. But you got these nondescript people. And when I say nobody, it's like people care, bro. People giving them time limits at all. You got all kinds of people. They like, yo, they tired, bro. They tired. Not just me. I've been saying this. So I'm not joining anybody's. Right? Y'all know where you've been hearing some harsh criticism from RH where y'all don't even like me like that. Not all of y'all, but some of y'all, you presented your viewpoints and all that, and I don't do this to be liked because you don't like what I'm saying. It's not about me doing it to appease anybody, bro. Speaking my mind. But y'all know where you've been hearing it since last year. To be real, since 2019 and 2020, you've been hearing this perspective. Then I changed it up, but then he showed me something else, and I'm going back to reminding me to come full circle with it. Until we see these gains that he thinks should represent his greatness and onwards to his pursuit to glory. Until we see that, yo, he's an op, complete op. Like you are op, sir. Work for everybody. Work. You want to. How you gonna tell a person? Like I used to see people like Thoughts Child do 7-hour streams like it was nothing. You want to tell this guy. This guy went to, I do 8-hour streams. I do this hour streams. Other people did that too. And what are you saying? Nothing. Not only was Stodds doing 8-hour streams, he had people on his panel, on his show doing it. And it would start whenever and end whenever. And sometimes late night in the States. But you telling somebody like that they need to do more work. How about the DJ Cryptomatic? Like I said before, like, yo, you can't ask a person like DJ Cryptomatic to be working for you. Work more. How much more work? The dude is probably gonna stream a show today on Twitch. Music. He's a DJ. He's been DJing music every week, multiple times a day. Multiple times a week for years. I've seen it with my own eyes. He got a disco. He got a disco stream. He got a hip hop stream. He got a rock and roll. He got country music. He got a roller skating situation. He got house music. every week, and he streams. And he streams. How you gonna ask him for more? This guy corny, man. Cornball. I don't know. This stream ain't really about him like that, man. Look, going back to my origins, or part of my origins, going back to before I got into Hex, right? So this is what we're doing, right? Gandiji.io. You know, saying Hourglass contract. That was the most fire, trustworthy Hourglass contract that I personally experienced. The most fire, most consistent, most rewarding, most legit, outlasted everything, including proof of weak hands, P3D. Respect goes out to that, bro. Respect goes out. We talk about proof of weak hands. This small collective that just basically broke through the decentralized app space, broke through with a bulldozer. We thinking they were going to bring some real revolutionary changes. They brought some real revolutionary disappointment. Soon after P3D launched, Gandhiji launched. Maybe what, a month and a half? I remember P3D was working with something, maybe the end of February 2018. End of February 2018. They had the timer stuff going on, blah, blah, blah. Gandhiji came out April. I don't know the date exactly, but April 2018. Oh, beautiful times, bro. Beautiful times. Beautiful times. Oh, the meme culture was so serious too. The meme, people don't know about memes. There's nothing new under the sun. You think people talking about memes this last 2 years? Back then, memes, the meme culture back then was crazy. Before memes was even a thing. By the time you had weird people like Elon Musk talk to you about some Doge, the community had already been completely past the whole meme situation. Because some of these people in life, they come after the wave, after the first movers basically pillage through the whole situation, man. By the time Elon Musk spoke about a Doge in the end of 2020 into 2021, the meme culture in DeFi, I mean, we were expert level at it, bro. Trolling, crazy, meme, everything done. Like the meme people that came in that talk about all their memes now, respect your elders, respect your predecessors. Like I told you, these people came out, Team Just. You had Manso, you had Justo, you had Inventor, you had some other Ariel, Ritz, some other people. Inventor was the only one that kind of like I felt like I fell for. Inventor. Yeah, the dev, he seemed like he was really cooking, but he didn't want any notoriety. He was one of those people, like he seemed like in my mind, when I was looking at reading about how Inventor would even type and the remarks he would make, all he cared about was his work, was his craft, and producing. That's it. Build, produce, develop, build, produce. And I don't think he was even living the best quality of life. That's how gritty and yo, you talk about that business, Inventor, yo. Anytime he spoke, yo, even Manso and your other cornball Justo had to like, oh, let's just fall back. Inventor typing. But I don't like the power Inventor got, so I'm gonna have to kind of like control Inventor's momentum. Like that type, you see? Phony, fake nastiness, yo. You can't let the person thrive, flourish, and shine and build for the people. Build for you. You got somebody like Inventor building. He make you look good. But you couldn't take it because you want to be the nondescript, the Anon of Anons. teaching people about Pareto principle with your contracts, with the FOMO greed, the FOMO, like the FOMO of FOMO, yo. FOMO 3D and all these contracts that came out first, short contract, then long contract, or long, then short, or whatever. However, man, the hype was like none other. It was unmatched, bro. Unmatched in DeFi, man. That spawned a lot of bull crap, though. It spawned a lot of trash. That's why the same way it went up, came crashing down and never was resuscitated since. But what did Ethereum Gold do? Keep trucking for 2+ years after that. And then what happened? Well, then what happened? Right? In that 2+ years, well, before, let me go back. Let me go back to 2018. You had proof of Japan, proof of butt cheeks, proof of headache, proof of all kinds of stuff, ass crack. You had proof of everything coming out because everybody saw a lick. Greed after greed after greed after greed. That's where the whole thing about DApp wars, clone wars came from. Because everybody attacking Gandhiji, attacking him. Even people in his own fellow countrymen were beefing at Gandhiji because he hails from, India. His lineage is really from India. Hails from India. He had his own countrymen going, that's crazy, bro. It was crazy, bro. And guess who's still standing? Refined, unwind. Guess who's still around? Guess who's still cooking? And people try to say, oh no, your contract is just a copy of the original contract. Everybody wants something bad to say. You throw stones and hide your hands. Everybody got something crazy and bad to say. Right? So it was dealing with the community members and learning and going into the Telegram groups and just remaining tapped into the community is how I learned about your giving tree. That's how I learned about your giving tree. Cornball dude, bro. Corny, man. You're supposed to be a giving tree, help people, help the fucking people. Excuse my language, man. It's Sunday, glorious day. It's marvelous, fantabulous. This is what we doing today. We building, we shining. You're supposed to be, giving people. You're supposed to, hey, the savior. He ain't saving nothing but himself off of your dime and your naivete. That's how I learned about yo. That's how. Yeah. You think Richard Hart does not know about DOC? See, y'all don't know. Y'all don't understand. Y'all don't understand how to make. Some of y'all don't understand the mathematiques. You don't understand what I'm saying? You can't put, I'm saying? Tell me, Richard Hart don't know about DOC. Right. Tell me, Richard Hart. It surprised me. You don't know who's who out here. Yo, I love it. I love it, bro. Because I respect my position in life, bro. I love it, yo. You don't know who's who out here in the world, bro. I love this, bro. Like, this is like, yo, give respect, give it. It'll take you far, bro. You do not know who is who out here, bro. And the internet, the world is a big place. It can also be small. And the internet, I think, just might give you a sense that it's big, but it can also be, you don't know who is who out here. Richard Hart frowns upon hourglass contracts and hourglass this and this and that and that and this. Meanwhile, what principles does his coin supposed to follow, huh? What's the whole thing about hourglass? Proof of weak hands, right? But you talking about some dress it up as delayed gratification. What's the object here? Who can hold out the longest? Who can hold out the longest? And those who hold out the longest win the most. How you think they know about him, yo? You think, listen, no, not how you think they know about him. Let me say it like this. Because then I'm still going to get to the whole point of this whole topic of this thing. Tiger doesn't change his stripes. Something happened where he was about to launch his coin. And of course, it was going through the DeFi communities. And the head of and of course DOC was like, yo, I'm gonna invite him to the show. DOC, I think it was no less, I think it was that same, listen, from the time DOC put a post out, I think it was in the same day DOC launched a post of the time that the DOC stream was going to take place and who was going to become almost like the topic of the show, and put RH, a picture of RH looking like Chewbacca. No cap. Like, this dude had hair. He was looking like this emo back in the days, rookie back in the days, like bootleg rock star, like the long short. The dude looked wild, bro. Like, had an old picture. That picture he put in the thumbnail. He put that thing in the thumbnail, yo. 5 hours later or 6 hours later, when the show started, guess who showed up on the show? Guess who showed up on the show? Because I was like, yo, how you gonna I didn't know how he was gonna invite the Giving Tree to speak on the show. But a lot of y'all pretend like you didn't even watch that show, when a lot of y'all did. It was 2,000 people watching that show. And normally the show doesn't have that many viewers. But when the Giving Tree came on, the thing went up to 2,000. A lot of y'all, a lot of the people in this community were there because they came from arbitraging.co and other type of projects that were wrecked off the Tron blockchain, off of different gambling blockchains, even Binance, Ethereum, etc., etc. People just looking for another opportunity to win or have a better experience, I should say. And RH went on the DOC stream. Right. You think RH made his position better? You think he made it better on that stream? The dude rage quit. He couldn't handle it. Keep on saying it, yo. How you think I learned about RH? It wasn't through stumbling on some side vibe random video. No. It's about dealing with crypto, yo. Doing crypto. Engaging, participating, learning. I didn't learn about this guy just, let me just turn on this channel on YouTube, or turn on my phone and YouTube, go to YouTube and boom, there's a RH stream. Nope, didn't happen like that. Not at all. His reach wasn't that wide. Still isn't. It's a niche space. Niche market, niche space. It's not as big as people would like to think it is. You don't have millions of people here talking about your founder and all these things. And no. You heard them. We don't need you. BCs, we don't need you. Go and buy the top. BCs, we don't need you. Think about how much money I have. Yeah, exactly. Think about how much money was given to you with no expectation, just given. So check this out. All right, MJ. He said, Proof of Clapping Butt Cheeks, Volume 1. That's the mixtape title That's the title of the proverbial mixtape that I have yet to drop. Proof of clapping butt cheeks. One nondescript person was on that stream when Richard was on the stream, on the panel. There was like maybe 10 people on that panel. One person was on that panel and steadily glazing Richard in a form where he wants to pretend like he's some kind of wolf of Crypto Street. Nobody cares, literally. His track record has been trash in crypto. He only appeals to people who he can sucker. If you have a strong mind, if you can think for yourself, if you are a free thinker and you could stand on your own laurels, he wants nothing to do with you. He only needs people who are mentally fragile and weak. Seriously, no BS. Because when you hear them talk, they're like, oh, I made money with this guy. I made money with, what is wrong with you all? I mean, he's helped me make money. He's helped me make money. Did all the people he's helped make money over all the years he's been fleecing, are they still around him? The people he's been helping make money in 2017, are they still around him today? How about 18? How about 19? How about 20? How about 21? How about 22? How about 23? Are they still around? That's the type of snake that was on the panel, right? Telling Richard Hart, man, it's incredible that you were able to launch the contract with just $8. I'm still surprised it cost you $8 to launch the contract. Richard didn't debunk. Richard didn't even, I don't even think Richard, how this guy know that it cost Richard $8 to do the contract, who knows? But that same person I was glazing Richard is now talking crap about Richard because he always wants to make everybody believe that he's the best thing in crypto. Meanwhile, he's a mini RH. A tiger never changes his stripes. Come to find out, Gandhiji been working on something exciting and new, and is working on something exciting and new, and is actively working on something exciting and new. Do your research if you care. And this same scamming piece of garbage, not Gandhiji, I'm talking about the person that told Richard that I can't believe it took you only $8 to launch the contract. That's incredible. It cost you only $8. That guy wants to insert himself in the conversation and in the community because he not only thinks, he knows what's going to happen in Gandhiji is going to be crazy. It's going to be incredible because that's just been the track record. And he wants in, but he wants in not of course, how you think? He wants it in an unfair way. He wants to be the first in everything, and everyone else he can shit on. He doesn't care. He's the type of person, because this is the type of people you find in crypto. They never want you to outshine them, especially with money. They never want you to have more money than they have. Mm-mm. And so they'll be greedy and selfish and conniving, manipulative. They'll take advantage of you and pretend like they're being your friend. The dude is about to launch a contract to preemptively, I guess, front run anything. He calls DOC a friend, but this is how you treat friends. This is how you treat a friend. This is why I say a lot of times these people are barely friends to themselves. You know, this is what you treat. This is what you do to a friend. Huh? It got to a point where the dude can't help himself. The scammer can't help himself. He sees an opportunity he can't control. He can't just sit down and just say, yo, just play your position. Everything is trying to be reinvigorated, reintroduced, and jumpstart a situation again to help people benefit in the long run. Not just for right now. It's not a come up of a come up. It's not a backwards, behind the scenes type of lick. This is open, out in the open, to help people, to help add to a person's life for the long term. This bumbling fool, this snake, this viper wants to just steal and run, because that's what he's done most of his career, most of his experience with dealing with any community, collective effort, anything. That's all he's done. A tiger doesn't change his stripes. You think he's going to change now? Why? Did he experience some type of euphoria, some type of transformation? Huh? In his life that's going to cause him to just be like, oh, okay, he's going to do things differently. He's going to evolve. He's going to denounce his scamming ways. No. Shout out to the people who have changed their scamming behaviors and become better people. But if you haven't, kick rocks. And that dude has not has, and he got to a point where he literally burned his bridge with a real friend, possibly the only real friend he had in crypto, yo. Literally, like the only real friend, because he's barely a friend to himself. So how could he be a friend to anyone else? And that's what you have, bro. DJ Cryptomatic says Naga Bull is the giving tree now. You, DJ Cryptomatic, are out of control. You're out of control. I was just talking about you too, sir. I was just telling the community here, the people here, again, about your efforts and what you've done over the years, as far as the work you've put in, bro. You know, besides streaming, like the content, like the DJ, the music, the work that you've done. And I told him, maybe you probably gonna go on later on today and start a show on Twitch, because you've been doing it for years, man. How could anybody ask you anything? Oh, we need more eyes. We need to onboard. Shout out to you for the efforts you've done, man. How could anyone ask you and expect more work from you? Not many people work like him. Not many people work like this guy, yo. And then, but I want you to know, if you feel unappreciated, I would say, and you might not, but in case you do, don't, because your work is noticed, bro, and it is appreciated. It is. I'm telling you, I appreciate it. You know, we don't always have to agree and things of that nature, but when you see someone try to do some good stuff and then it's not respected, I'm not gonna support the disrespect. You know what I mean? Just like, I see DOC doing big things and most people don't know, they can't see it. It's cool. But you try to disrespect it, life is gonna show you something else. Because good work is good work. I don't care. Like when you hear me, I'm outside in the world doing what I'm doing, bro. There's nothing comparable to when you trying to help somebody, bro. Like there's no price you could put on that when you helping another person, not helping on some foolish internet jargon nonsense. Because through the internet you can do some jargon, you can do some whatever, sure. But I'm talking about when you there face to face, really helping somebody. The reward is like it's immeasurable, bro. No, it matter whatever. Like and a person like the Giving Tree and the scammer that I'm telling you about is not even worth even acknowledging anymore. He's a piece of refuse. It's filth, and always will be. And like you don't have to, you know what I'm saying? Like what they say. You don't have to pee on somebody's head and tell them it's raining. Like the person, you know what I'm saying? In other words, there's there's always drama going on in crypto and stuff, right? But when you try your best every day to do something, make yourself in a way become more useful, either to yourself or to someone else who you care about, who you love in your community, bro, that's actually really trying to add to make the world a better place. Not hiding and you using a device to create reckless propaganda that backfires on you. That backfires to where you're like, really, you're living a life where you're not free. You're not free. That's don't exemplify and model that. Model your sense of self-sovereignty and independence, even though it might not be recognized. But you deserve to exercise your own sense of self-sovereignty, independence, autonomy, and freedom. And while you're doing that, you're lending a part of yourself perhaps to help uplift someone else. Maybe you can't, and that's okay. But at least you're not taking anything away from anybody. Diversifying the building. On that note, good people, it's about that time. It's about that time. Scrambling and scraping. And I think my next stream is gonna be about scrambling and scraping. You know what I'm saying? Those who know. I'm gonna catch y'all on the next one, man. Blessings all day, all evening, all morning, noon, night, wherever you are. Peace.